Hey guys, welcome to layout update number 25, and as you can see, it's a pretty impressive one. The big boy is finally parked inside the Roundhouse. Been a lot of work to get that set up. I'm going to show you guys a few things of what I did and also go over a couple of other things. First off, as you can see, the big boy is in the Roundhouse, like I said. That is huge for me. This is one of the reasons why I did the entire layout edition, was to be able to have a place for my big boys, my challengers, my larger engines. And as you can see right now, there's power to that track. With this board that I have here, I can turn power on and off to each one of those tracks. So for example, track 1 all the way on the outside, you can see right now there is a bumper, a lighted bumper. In fact, there's 2 of them there. No power. Once I turn the toggle switch up, we've got power. Same thing with the next track, and here the Vision Line genset is sitting on the track. The rest of the track has power, as you can see, with everything that's lit up, but that engine is sitting there without any power. As soon as I turn the toggle switch up, we've got power. The whole reason I did that is that way when I have the big boys sitting in the Roundhouse in storage, is that I can turn the power off just like this, and they can sit there without any power going to them whatsoever. So if the smoke unit is on by any chance, and it won't burn the smoke unit out, it won't burn any letter boards or number boards, nothing will burn out. You can see the 844 sitting there, no power at all until, there we go, turn it on and we've got power. Same thing with these tracks here. I have a lighted bumper there, but at the end of the other track I do not have a lighted bumper. I just have a plastic Atlas bumper there for now. As soon as I get another lighted bumper, that'll be on there. I was considering putting just plastic bumpers like that all the way around, but it's nice to know that I have power just by turning the toggle switch up and down. I can tell I've got power on the track. Next thing, I was going to put a few bumpers inside the Roundhouse, but the size of the big boys really don't call for it. I mean, as you can see right there, it is actually sticking out a little bit, and that's on purpose, because I don't have the room to put a bumper behind that engine. If I do, it's going to take up space and more of the engine will be sticking out. Now I can go back further than that, but I'm just being careful. I don't want to damage the back wall or the coupler or the engine in any way. It is very tight, as you can see right there. The 844 is just hugging the wall, but once it backs up straight, it's fine. So I'm going to be putting all the other engines in there. I started wiring all the switches, and this is what the mess looks like right now. These switches here are all wired and ready to go. These Atlas switches, unfortunately, they don't make them anymore, and I only had 2 of them. So that's all I'm going to have. They're really nice switches. You can turn the switch and then press the button, and it switches the track. And you can tell which way you're set because of the color of the light changes. Now all my switches are wired except for the one which is all the way on the other side of the layout over there. That's going to be wired shortly. I ran out of wire, so I had to buy a little bit more. But that's really about it for things that have been done. There is one thing I wanted to go over real quick. I had gotten a question about how I wired the layout. Now, one thing I told you guys in one of my last updates was that the wires have not been stapled up yet, and that's on purpose, because if you look underneath, the wires are still hanging down. And the reason for that is I wanted to make sure everything was set before I started to put the wires up against the plywood, because once I do that, it becomes a real pain to take them down. One of the questions I was asked was, how did I wire my layout? And again, this looks like a mess, but once it's all done, it will be a little bit of a different story. So, as you can see underneath the layout, I've got 2 sets of wires here. I've got black and red, obviously 2 different colors. And you wire what you do is you take I have a ZWL, and you take your wires into the back of the ZWL, and then you run those wires. Mine are all big conglomerate there, because I've got the DCS, MTH DCS, and also I have a transformer there for my accessories. The accessories run completely differently. As you can see, there's 2 wires from the back of that accessory box. Now that runs all the accessories on the layout. Right now there aren't many because the layout's undergoing a change, but again, same concept. You take 2 wires, red and black, and you run them throughout the entire layout. I know the light's a little bit tough for you guys to see, but as you look at the bridge, you can kind of see how it's illustrated right there. And those wires run power. Now with the Atlas track, they have wired rail joiners. So what they do right here, you've got black and red, as I've spoken about before, and those drop down, and you just connect those to your to your wires that run underneath the layout. As you can see, those are connected right there, along with other sections throughout the layout. And that's how I wired my layout. Obviously the Legacy is connected as well. And that's really about it, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this update. It's well, here's another thing you can see how I wired underneath the toggle switches. Again, this is just temporary for now. I wanted to get everything working. I'm going to adjust things around. I wanted to make sure everything worked before I started making things permanent. And these will be up on a board so I can tell what switch does what on the layout. So again, I thank everybody for watching. Welcome my new subscribers. I hope you've enjoyed this update. Please comment and ask me any questions you like. Thanks for watching, guys.